What's in the box? Time to find out. Hair's getting longer. Not managed to get a haircut yet. We'll have to get clipped off at some point soon. You may be able to hear my child screaming. Such is lockdown work at home life. But I'm going to do my best to ignore the distractions and just focus on the task at hand, which is the AJP PR7 unboxing. Yes.
Freedom! So fresh, so new. Freedom! It's all for you. All for you. Freedom! Keep your ear to the ground. Talking about freedom! It's the best show in town. Best show in town.
Hope everyone's okay. Last video I made was about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. Gosh, the world was a very, very different place back then. This has been in the UK since Thursday. It's now, what day is it? Tuesday. So in theory, I think the coronavirus should be all dead. I'd just gone off to test ride the Fantic Caballero and didn't work out, but I jumped on a PR7 and that did work out. Over at MHB Motorcycles in Cumbria. And yeah, I was really, really excited by that bike. And basically, at that point, decided, right, I need to get this bike.
Freedom! So fresh, so new.
A lot of people had said in the video that I posted that I really shouldn't sell the 450 EXE, and I would really regret it. So I was scratching my head, and the PR7 was going to be like the media bike. You know, my job is to create media for various clients, including Adventure Spec, and it was just going to get a lot of coverage. So I just wrote an email to AJP, and they're a really small company in Portugal. I really like that about them. I sent the email literally pretty much the day before the whole coronavirus started getting quite serious. So we have one front wheel. This thing's never going to look as clean as this. Again, so I might as well enjoy it. I really didn't expect to hear anything back. Followed it up, and Renato at AJP dropped me an email, and he's a really, really nice guy. And we got chatting, and I explained what we were doing, and he said he would see what we could do. And by that point, the whole world was starting to lock down. So I kind of figured this is something that's going to happen a lot later. But you know, Renato, I mean, there were like a handful of PR7s left in the factory. I think they were going to be making some more later this year, and he came through, and we worked out a really, a price. I transferred the money, and a few weeks later, the bike arrived. I drop my bikes a lot. They might get upgraded at some point. You know, we're in a very difficult situation at the moment. You know, people are poorly, businesses are suffering, and you know, people are dying, and we're all kind of at home making sacrifices. And I feel very lucky that I'm not as impacted and affected as a lot of other people. I feel very, very lucky that I've got a new bike to play with. Having said that, the way, as you can see, the way I've got this bike is slightly unorthodox, and I need to register it in the UK. It's come from Portugal. First phase is sorting the VAT out. Done that, spoken to the VAT man, I've paid my VAT bill. I now need to send the information off to the DVLA to get a registration plate. But pretty much DVLA is completely shut down, so I don't think this is going to be on the road for a fair old while. So yeah, so this is like this kind of crazy situation where I've got this fantastic new bike, but I can't ride it. But there are a lot worse problems to have in the world right now, and I feel very lucky that that's you know, my main consideration. Ooh, that is the tablet display. That's a really neat little bit of kit. It's basically, the whole thing is a really expensive Galaxy Tab with a bike that comes with it for free, sort of. So I guess my job now is to figure out how to create some media at home and get to know it. I mean, the good thing is it's got this Galaxy Tab, so I think I'll probably just be sat in the office playing with that a little bit and figuring out how the maps work, and probably putting the tech route that we're planning on doing later this year, if that happens. I don't know. I mean, we're meant to be going to Spain in July. Okay, so that was everything in the boxes that came with it. I think everything else is bolted to the bike, so the next phase is going to be about stripping this stuff off and putting all bits on. From what I can see, I think the main thing that's obviously missing is the fairing. So I'm guessing that's strapped to the back somewhere. So that is our front screen, pretty neat. Front mudguard. Ding! Just think those foot pegs are so chunky. Considering they are stock items and not aftermarkets, pretty chunky. And this is I think they call it a suicide side stand, so basically it always wants to go up. So when you take the weight, when you move the bike and you kind of take the weight off it, that'll just automatically flip up. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I think what else is missing? Oh yeah, of course. The handlebars. So let's have a look. So exciting having a new bike. Right, here we go. Okay, so up here we have the handlebar controls and a temporary bar. Let's have a look. Put the controls on the bars before you put the bars on the bike.
Come on, everybody, young, old, all you lovers, this is our time to rise back from the sand and claim our freedom. Talking about the freedom.
Coronavirus firewood. I'm super excited about this bike, and you know, people saying, have you considered the 690 and the 701, and obviously they're the bikes that it sits alongside, but honestly, my job's to create media, do something interesting with an interesting bike. A lot of people have got those other bikes, not many people have got these bikes. There's a lot of talk about them, they're a great looking bike. I'm just looking forward to getting to know it and seeing what it can do. I just love the idea as well, or I love the feeling of a new bike, even if it's not new, but a new bike in your stable that kind of reinvigorates you about riding again, gives you another reason to get out. I guess that's what the whole kind of biking world is based on. So yeah, the never-ending search for the unicorn bike. Actually, I've got another little project on the go about that, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'm sorry there's not a lot of riding in this video, but I'm guessing there's, unless, actually the only people that seem to be riding are the people in Scandinavia. Because Sweden didn't really have a lockdown, and I think Norway, I'm not really sure how strict they are about it up there, but looking at the Shoot and Ride hashtag on Instagram, it seems to be those Nordics are the only ones that are getting out at the moment. Lucky them. But you know, hopefully we'll be able to join them soon. So yeah, AJP PR7 time. Let's see what we can do.
Get your freedom tonight. Freedom. Yes, it's right.
Freedom. Let yourself be free.
Start right now. Freedom. Get your freedom tonight.
Freedom. Well, 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 well. Freedom.